In Chris Hedges' newest book, America the Farewell Tour, he has a chapter on the heroin epidemic sweeping our nation. In this chapter, he tells the harrowing tale of a young woman in her 20s who turns to prostitution on the streets of Camden, New Jersey to support her heroin addiction. After reading that chapter, I wondered, had the CIA ever been complicit in the drug trade? Alfred McCoy found in his book, The Politics of Heroin, that during the Cold War, the CIA collaborated with traffickers, sometimes blocking investigations, quote, making these covert war zones enforcement-free areas where trafficking could expand without restraint, end quote. One of the areas where the CIA collaborated with traffickers was in Marseille, France, following World War II. In 1947, the French Communist Party was gaining power in Marseille, France. There's a major labor strike happening in the city and across France involving 3 million people. The CIA ended up siding with Corsican gangsters in Marseille to help put an end to the communist labor strike. McCoy found in his book that the CIA sent in a psychological warfare team to assist the Corsican gangsters. They also supplied the gangsters with arms and money. The gangsters murdered a number of protesters in the 1947 strike. That, along with the CIA propaganda campaign and the threat of holding back a food shipment, put an end to the labor strike. By putting down another labor strike in 1950, Corsican gangsters were able to take control of the port in Marseille. This put them in a prime position to get into the heroin trade, which they dominated until the year 1972. The Corsicans were known for their superior quality of heroin. Henrik Kruger found in his book The Great Heroin Coup that, quote, narcotics, heroin above all, brought the Corsicans their wealth and power. Marseille became the heroin stronghold as local underworld chemists learned to turn out the drug with pure, chalk-white quality. Most of it was sold on the U.S. market, where Italian and Cuban wholesalers entered the scene. In 1971, the Corsican Mafia delivered 80% of the heroin on the U.S. market. The Corsican gangsters likely wouldn't have had that command over the heroin industry for over 20 years had the CIA not assisted in their rise to power. Special thank you to authors Alfred McCoy and Henrik Kruger for their extensive research on the subject. I highly recommend you check out their books. And special thank you to Lobo Loco for her track Highway Hitchhiker, which you heard in the background of this documentary. Thanks.